This is The Gorge. It's a podcast where my friend Sarah and I gorge ourselves on what's happening in the world of video games and what's happening to us personally as human beings.
That's the full spectrum of human existence right there. It's only those two things. The Gorge is brought to you by Patreon. That's patreon.com/thegorge, where for just $2 a month you gain access to That's Hell You're Walking Into, a podcast where Ben has to learn about grinding Gilfest, which is a thing he's probably going to learn about tonight anyways, honestly. But if you think that sounds interesting, or if you want to pay $5 a month and gain access to commentary tracks, you can go to patreon.com/thegorge and kick in however much you feel. We really do appreciate it. Thanks.
This week is our monthly roundup week. We talk about what's been happening, and it's been a pretty busy month as far as news goes.
Oh god, I'm extremely dreading the fucking news. Are you kidding me? It's gonna be like a 6-hour long episode because the news has been so eventful. I hate this. I hate this fucking E3. E3 is dead. Long live E3.
This is the month where I'm really like, God, I wish all of this had just gotten out of the way in June.
1 month, in 1 week, yeah. Just stick it all in a press conference in June, and that way we can just do a stream with everybody who's in our Discord, and it is so much easier.
Because I'm getting to the point where I'm like, wait, is this news article about Sony's conference relating to the one that happened yesterday or the one that happened a week ago?
Yeah, exactly.
They still showed the same 5 games.
It never ends. The eternal E3. I hate it. Everybody was like, it'll be great. We'll have a bunch of little conferences. And it's like, no, this sucks. It's constant. We'll never be free. So, oh well. We'll struggle through it. But first we're going to talk about what happened to us, because that's a little bit easier and more manageable.
Yeah. So what did you do?
We'll start with video games, because that list is kind of short. The big one is because God knows everybody I know has been like, Sarah, you have to do this. Sarah, please do this. Please join us in Final Fantasy XIV. And I finally did.
I'm very excited to hear about this because you did like a little mini stream.
It was like a little baby stream for like a couple hours, and there wasn't really a lot because so we have a Discord. You can find a link to it in the show notes. And we have a Final Fantasy XIV room because so many people who listen to us play Final Fantasy XIV, and it was like, okay, fine, I will play Final Fantasy XIV, and we'll do kind of like a little live blogging thing as I go. And then that was like, well, no, we actually want to see what your screen looks like, Sarah. So I was like, fine, I'll stream, because I'm playing it on the PS4. I'm sure some people are like, why? And it's because I live in front of my computer. I work from home. I live in front of my computer enough already. I'm not going to clock out of work and then just stay on the same computer, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Not unless you actually want me to play this game. So I got it on PS4. So I streamed it for my PS4, and we just goofed off. I did some character creation. I did the first, I literally played for like 3 or 4 hours and did not get much done because I was trying to learn all the systems. There's a lot. I've never played an MMO in my life. Ever. I don't know if you ever have.
I played WoW for a day.
Okay.
And then was like, nope, not this one.
Not for me. I did not even do that. I watched my high school best friend, the other Sara in my life. She played a little bit of Final Fantasy XI, funny enough, and we would hang out while she would play that for a little bit, but it was not terribly serious play either. And that's it. I've never played anything else in my life. I have basically non-existent interest in MMORPGs, but everybody I know plays this one, and everybody says the story is really good, so here I am. I'm on Brynhildr. If you can find me, congratulations, you found me. It's a lot. There's a lot going on.
Have you played beyond the stream at all?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't really had time. There's been a lot of other things going on and other games to play. But after tonight, I'll probably play it again. Get back into it. So, you know.
That's what happened to me. Is I created my character and I played for like a few hours.
And it's not bad. I don't think it's a bad game at all.
I was enjoying it. Yeah, I was definitely enjoying it. But then I was like, okay, well, I have other things that need to get done first.
Yeah, unfortunately, there are other games what need played, and people, like, I have a social life, so my weekend was spent doing those kinds of things. I went hiking, and I cleaned my house, and did all those, like, normal things. So it's hard to, like, sit down and be like, all right, because, like, you really have to, it seems, anyways, you have to really plunk yourself down in front of it for a pretty decent chunk of time to make certifiable headway, because the goal is to get past A Realm Reborn. To get to I think the first expansion is Heavensward. I think that's the first big expansion. So like the goal is to get to Heavensward, which is where all like the good shit is, and that's a lot of playtime.
Yeah, that's a chunk of time that you need to dedicate yourself to.
Yeah, and I am, by God, I am going to make my best efforts to do so, at some point. But I have a character now. I can play it. It's on my PlayStation 4. I look forward to installing it on my PS5 as well.
Basically, the seal is broken.
Yeah, I broke the seal, so now it's just a matter of time before I really dig in, because, like I said, everybody I know apparently plays Final Fantasy XIV, so I really don't have a choice anymore. Like, you even have a character. I know you don't play it, but
I'm not on your server, so if I do play, I would need to create another character on your guys' servers.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just like take a month off the podcast soon and just dedicate that time to.
That's not a bad idea. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe that after the Gorgies in January.
Yeah.
We'll just like, I mean, that's really far off, but like we have plans for October.
But so. It's not.
But it's really not. January's really not that far away.
So, yeah, maybe we'll just be like, new year, new start, some fucking 14, get that out of the way.
Make a character on Brynhildr with me, and we'll just fucking grind out. We'll just do like daily Final Fantasy XIV streams.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's such a good idea. And we'll just do like the Omega episode of Final Fantasy XIV. It'll be an 8-hour-long episode with 16 different guests.
Awesome, yes.
It's gonna be great. Look forward to it. But what else? I started Alan Wake. I did not get very far in Alan Wake because it crashed.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah, it crashed.
Oh,
I don't know.
That sucks.
I don't know why. I'm gonna try and figure that out. I literally was in the intro sequence.
Oh,
and it crashed.
Dang.
But I'm looking forward to playing Alan Wake at some point. I picked up Death of the Outsider again.
Really?
Yeah, I was bored, and I should have been playing Final Fantasy XIV then, but I didn't want to play Final Fantasy XIV, and Death of the Outsider is like, you know, you have to kind of periodically delete shit. I have a base PS4, so I am always out of storage space.
Yep. I have a story about that too, so.
Yeah. I'm always out of storage space, so I'm routinely just deleting stuff that I'm like, I beat this, I don't need to play it anymore. I still have the disc, so it's fine. But Death of the Outsider is not that big. I don't know how big I think it's like 30 gigs, maybe, which in the grand scheme of a lot of games is not that big. So it has had the privilege of living on my hard drive still. And I don't know, I was bored the other night and I was like, I just really want to play like a sneaky game. Maybe it's because we were talking about Blades in the Dark and Big Gay Nerds. And Blades in the Dark is a sneaky game that is explicitly influenced by Thief and Dishonored. Like, in the text, they say, hey, yeah, we were heavily influenced by Thief and Dishonored. So I played a little bit of that. That game is still good. Dishonored still owns. Like, everything about Dishonored is so fucking solid. Arcane has got some of the best art direction in, like, video games. Like, modern AAA studios, I think Arcane has some of the best most solid, like, level design and art direction of basically any studio working right now. It's so polished. Like,
I'm very excited for Deathloop because of Arcane.
I'm so stoked for Deathloop because it literally looks like, and I gotta finish Prey at some point. I've got Prey on my PC, and I've gotta actually sit down to finish it because, as far as I can understand it, Deathloop is, they took the gameplay hook of Moon Crash, which is a time loop, and they were like, what if we took this DLC and made it into a full video game with a plot? Which I think sounds great. So I'm extremely excited for Deathloop. I really enjoyed Death the Outsider. I played it for about an hour or two, and I was like, okay, I got my fix. I just like skulking around, like in that city and in that setting. It's just good. I still don't like Billy's. Her version of Blink is my least favorite of everybody's permutation of, like, so they all have different, slightly varied versions of Blink, and hers is it's a clone that you teleport to, and you can leave that clone behind, which is conceptually neat, but there is a certain degree of, like, positioning that you don't really have to fiddle with. Like, Corvo's has a positioning element, too, where you actually point the reticle and you go there. But the clone being left behind thing can also kind of fuck with your stealthy aspect. It's just not, I don't know. It still just doesn't jive with me. My favorite is Emily's because it has so much utility. Oh, it's the coolest. Yeah, absolutely. Because it can also pull shit to you, including people, which owns. So, but I mean, otherwise, that game is so solid. That game is so solid. It's just, what if Dishonored 2, but more? So, Dishonored 2 is a game I extremely like, and highly recommend. So, yeah, I like Death of the Outsider. FGO had Guildfest. Guildfest is Grindfest. That's it. Grind for lotto tickets. Never worry about Matt's, like, the baseline materials ever again. The game is like, you can open 10 and you'll get the grand prize. I have so far opened 40.
God. Oh, I have a story about that too, so this will be fun.
This will be great. I have opened 40. It ends tomorrow. I'm gonna, like, make a really hardcore push to get, like, 10 to 15 more open in a single day, which is a lot, mind you. I know it's a lot, I've been told. But I've got strategies, and I'm gonna make it do. So I'm excited. Some of my friends who also play FGO, if you have an Android, you can download a program. I mean, it's too late now, but Christmas is also a lotto event, so there's another chance there. If you have an Android phone, though, you can download something called Grand Order Automata, which is a script that will do the grinding for you.
Oh, perfect.
So I've got friends who have opened like 100 boxes.
God.
I don't have an Android. I have an iPhone. I got it as a gift. So I don't get to do that. But I still opened a shit ton just using my own human body. My own horrible human body. So, yeah, it owns. That's all I got to say about that. And then the last thing is something I watched. Because I almost forgot, but I didn't. I watched Cats 2019, baby.
You did.
I did.
And I have been looking forward to this.
Oh. Cats 2019 is a horror to behold. It truly is. Okay, so, like, you know when, like, a bad movie comes out and everybody likes to dogpile it because it's, like, the funny meme thing to do?
I remember when Twilight came out, yes.
Yeah, of course. You remember Twilight, you remember 50 Shades of Grey, all of that, right? Those movies are... Twilight is not the worst movie ever made. 50 Shades of Grey is not the worst movie ever made. Dan Olson did a whole video about why the 50 Shades of Grey movie is pretty okay, actually. It's not amazing, but it's fine. Cats truly did deserve all of it. Like, all of the fucking people just it's not hyperbole. I was gonna say hyperbolically shitting on this movie, but it is not hyperbole. It is all earned. It is genuinely horrific. I don't know what happened in the production of this movie to make it look the way it does, but it looks extremely bad. Why does Idris Elba look like that? Why? Okay. So, if you've seen McCavity in this movie, so, okay, the thing is that, like, straight up, Idris Elba is a black man, right? He's a black British man.
Yes, I have seen Idris Elba before.
Very handsome man.
Yes.
But so McCavity is a black cat, and so when he takes off his McCavity jacket, he looks just naked, but like without any of the definition of like a nude human male. Like there's no, like, he doesn't have any junk, and he doesn't have any abs because it's all covered in fur. And I was just like, I was watching this in like rapt horror. I could not believe my eyes. It felt I had a lot to drink. Go ahead.
Just like cats in general, what sets it apart is that it's just a horror to look at on top of everything else wrong with it.
It is genuinely horrific to look at. Like, that is not me blowing things out of proportion. It is extremely unpleasant to behold. At no point do you ever get used to its visual weirdness the way you might other aesthetically strange movies. You never adapt to Cats' ugliness, especially because, like, it has no good... It doesn't do anything interesting with the shots. It does a lot of, like... For some reason, they shot this musical movie with handheld cameras. And so the combination of handheld cameras, which have like a natural kind of bobble to them, and these like horrifyingly smooth, varying shades of flesh-toned cats, it was nauseating at times. Like, it really did almost put me off my drinks. I was watching this and regretting the fact that I was like 5 margaritas in at that point, which is the only way you can make it through this movie, for the record. But we have to go back to McCavity for 2 seconds, because like it is extremely bad, because none of the white cats are like flesh colored. Like they're like Snow White or they're orange, and it's like, what? Who made this decision? The song literally says the McCavity is a ginger cat. Like, the song in the movie, sung by Taylor Swift, poorly, by the way, sung extremely poorly by Taylor Swift in the movie Cats 2019, mentions that McCavity is a ginger cat. And it's like, that might have fixed how off-putting, like, it looked. It was very bad. Very bad. Did not like it. None of the shots were interesting. Almost all of the singing was quite bad. The only standout is Jennifer Hudson plays Grisabella singing Memory. And if you've never even seen Cats, you know the song Memory. Everybody knows the song Memory. Memory is incredible. For some reason, Jennifer Hudson's face is covered in, like, snot slime the whole movie. I guess because Grisabella is, like, a sad, busted cat, but that doesn't make any sense. So that's really bad to look at with my human eyeballs. But Jennifer Hudson is an incredible singer. Like, that, there's no disputing that. Like, she truly is, like, an incredible singer. So, of course, she starts singing Memory, and she hits, like, the big emotional, like, high point of that song. And it's just like, oh, it's so good. And then the rest of the movie keeps going, unfortunately. It doesn't end at Memory. It's not like, oh, we're going out on a high note. No, we're not. We're not going out on a high note. Judi Dench was in this movie. Judi Dench stopped being M and is in this movie instead. Like, she can do whatever she wants with her life, for sure. But
she was like, I remember, because she was like, I can't be M anymore because I'm going blind and I can't read the scripts anymore.
Right.
Fucking so Cats, sign me the fuck up.
You'll be in Cats. Okay. You want to be in Cats? You can do whatever you want with your life, Dame Judi Dench. Maybe you were just sick of being in James Bond. I don't blame you. All the movies after Skyfall were not that good. But cats? Really? Okay. And
I would think that Cats requires a lot more script reading and understanding than playing M. When you're playing M, it's basically, Bond, go do this thing. Witty one-liner. Bye.
I guess if you just know the lyrics to Cats, then you don't have to worry about it too much. You can just listen to the soundtrack all the time. Yeah. But she's not very good as Old Deuteronomy. Like, she's just not good as Old Deuteronomy. And there's this one extremely disconcerting moment at the very end of the movie where, like, okay, so you've never seen Cats in theater, I assume.
No, I have not. I don't even know what a Cats is, so.
Cats is fine. I like Cats. It's nonsensical. It's a review. You know, it's just a bunch of disconnected, show tunesy songs.
I saw the Lindsay Ellis video, and I've seen seen someone on Tumblr. The other Sarah from the sadly defunct Good News with Ben and Sarah podcast did a whole thing about Cats.
Oh, good. Okay, so then you know it's a review.
Yeah,
I like Cats.
Characters stand around in an alley and they come out and sing about themselves and how great they are, and then the next one comes in.
Yeah, that's it, and it's totally fine. There's no there's not a lot of connective tissue. It's very flimsy. But at multiple parts in the show, they directly address the audience. They say like, "Oh, you don't know what a Jellicle cat is. Oh, we'll tell you what a Jellicle cat is, fair audience. Don't worry." And so Tom Hooper, the hack fraud who made the terrible Les Mis movie, which is a bad movie. Don't tell me it isn't. So many people are like, the Les Mis movie is good. The Les Mis movie is awful. The tonal dissonance of the Les Mis movie compared to the Les Mis songs is incredible. But that's no. The point is, Tom Hooper is a hack fraud who is like, we're gonna make Cats a grounded story. Okay. So we're not gonna have any cats address the audience. But then at the end of the movie, Judi Dench looks directly into the camera, is like, I'm gonna tell you what a cat is. And it's like, please stop looking at me with your horrible CGI face. I hate this. I don't want you to talk to me. I want this movie to be over. And that sequence lasts way too long. And then it ends and it's all just bad. And there's an original song written by Taylor Swift and performed by somebody else. And it's bad too. And it's all just, I don't know, Mistopheles is pretty good though. I mean, there's like, okay, Memory is pretty good. Oh, we didn't even talk about Rebel Wilson. 2 seconds. I hate Rebel Wilson and she owes me $800 for what she did in this movie. It is atrocious. Let's take a movie or a musical that's all singing, and we're gonna every now and then do Rebel Wilson fucking riffing for some reason, like the poison of non-scripted comedy that is in every god-awful modern movie. Like, all comedies these days are bad because it's all like, we're just gonna let these people who all know each other riff for, 90 minutes. And it's all abysmal. There's no actual writers going on. You just wish you were dead the whole time. And for some reason, Tom Hooper was like, yeah, we need that in Cats.
We need the energy of Rebel Wilson in this Broadway hit.
Yeah. This incredible Broadway production. We need Rebel Wilson getting all over it. We did not need that. Critics talked a lot about the roaches and the mice with children's faces. They did not do a good enough job talking about how awful it is. Yeah, it's so bad.
That is, I've seen a clip of that, and that's the reason why I'm not ever going to watch this movie. I would be dreading it, waiting for it to come up, and then once it happened, like, I would not be able to recover to finish the movie.
I will say, however, if you don't have the same squeamishness about horrific roaches and mice with children's faces, highly recommend Cats 2019. was like a bad movie night with you and your friends. Highly recommend it for that. This movie is god awful, but it is a blast to watch after way too many drinks because it's dreadful, but entertainingly so. Like, it's horrible to look at. The music is not great except for like 3 songs. And the direction choices, the horrific CGI, it all just coalesces together beautifully in the perfect train wreck, really. You can't go wrong with, like, you and a handful of other friends, and some stiff drinks, and maybe some, like, hastily made drinking games. And there you go. Go enjoy Cats 2019. A truly abysmal film that I love and hate a lot.
But we do have, in a few months, we will have my other best friend's annual birthday party get together that we always do, since we're of drinking age, called Dave Fest. I demand you make Dave. If you're listening to this, which there's a chance. There is.
If you're listening to this, Ben is gonna make you watch Cats 2019.
That's what you have to look forward to, Dave. I expect you to text me about this when you get to this part of the episode. And say, Ben, what have you conscripted me into?
You have no choice. Enjoy Dave Fest.
Dave
sir.
Fest is now canceled. Or it's not canceled, but Ben, you're not invited anymore.
Ben has been tragically uninvited from Dave Fest. Whoops. But yeah, good. I'm done.
Excellent.
I got it out of my system. So how about you, Ben? What did you do this last month?
I didn't actually do a whole lot of variety stuff.
Okay.
This was actually a pretty work busy month for me. But I did make time for a few things.
Sure.
Melissa and I watched all of Agretzko.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, finally.
That is a very, very good show.
Okay.
I did not expect it to be that anti-capitalist, so I was happy.
How nice.
Even the eccentric tech billionaire character literally says, yeah, late stage capitalism needs to fucking go.
Yeah. I mean, hell yeah. I am always in favor of dismantling the oppressive system of capitalism and grinding all of our horrible capital holding masters beneath our boot. I think that's great. And great. Also singing metal.
It is the catharsis is so rewarding in this show, honestly.
Yeah.
It's also got a great voice cast.
Yes.
Ben Diskin is in it. Sungwon Cho is in it.
Oh. Wait, who's he play?
He is a season 3 character.
Great.
Retsuko backs into his car, and he conscripts her into working for him. And I won't spoil what she does because it's great.
Okay, cool.
He does a very good job of playing a sinister cheetah. It's great.
I'm glad that his whole YouTube shtick worked out and turned into actual voice acting gigs. Like, good for you.
Like full-fledged ones, because like for a while he was doing like bit roles and you know other stuff like that, like minor things, and you just go, hey, look, it's that guy from the internet. But like
it's that Vine guy if you're old like me.
Yeah, it's like he's getting parts now.
Yeah, like actual sustained roles,
and
which is great.
I would love it if, you know, people like Kaiser Neko and Lanny Pator and Takahata 101 could also get that.
Yeah, I agree.
But like I guess there's like a whole thing with like, because they've done gag dub work, you can't put that on a resume, so they don't have professional, like quote unquote professional work.
Yeah, but technically neither did Sungwon Cho.
Yeah, but there's like a blacklist thing involved, so it's
that
a mess.
Sucks.
Yeah,
fuck that.
That's beside the point. Agretzko's really fucking good.
Right.
The songs are great, honestly.
I'm always amazed they can actually make the songs work from Japanese to English.
They do a really good job. Like I didn't know, like it was like is it just like, is this the Japanese version that they already sang in English, or did they just do the work to make lyrics rhyme and fit the number of syllables and stuff?
No, they did the second thing. I actually watched the first 3 or 4 episodes of Gretzko when it came out in Japan, and like people were posting them to Tumblr instead, like before it got like officially licensed by Netflix. And like, no, those songs are just in Japanese, and they actually localize them and make them work, which is incredibly impressive and very hard.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's a great show.
Yeah, I'll get around to it at some point, because I actually really want to watch Gretzko.
It's like B-Stars, but a lot more grounded and
not nearly as dramatic.
Sophisticated and mature. Not mature in the sense of like sex and violence, but like she's an office clerk and she deals with the responsibilities and burdens of being an office clerk and the fact that you can't backtalk your boss at all.
Right.
What else? I got in a few rounds of Among Us.
The
game's a blast.
Oh man, you're playing the meme game. I gotta get around to it.
Got some friends together, got on voice chat, and did a few rounds of that. Very fun game. It is. I haven't done it with like randos, so like I don't know the experience of like not being able to communicate with people. But being able to like talk, and we had like a non-spoken rule of like, if you get killed, you can't just say who the killer is. You have to like keep yourself quiet.
Yeah.
But you know, if you have that, then like it's still just like a really fun game. It's like a different like mindset, like a different aesthetic that way. If you can like openly communicate with everyone, versus if you just have
to use a chat.
Yeah. Really fun. I would like to get like a larger group together.
I would too. I would definitely. We've talked about getting like the BGN together and doing a stream of that. So maybe at some point soon, we'll see. Play it by ear.
Yeah.
Watch this space.
What else did I do? I did a bunch of Kingdom Hearts stuff. Before I get into that,
oh boy,
I've been debating whether or not to bring this up on the podcast.
Oh God.
But this was a pretty big event for me, so like I'm actually going to talk about it. I'm going to pop the seal on this one.
Okay.
I pre-ordered a bunch of Transformers figures.
Ben, I thought it was something important.
It was. That's why I debated like, do I even talk about this? But no, this is cool. There was a convention like stream thing that Hasbro did, Hasbro Pulse, where it's like, here's, usually would be like a con or something, but like we can't do that, so here's just all of our upcoming toys and stuff.
Right.
And they're doing a bunch of like, well, so first off, they're doing the War for Cybertron, the third line Kingdom, which is Beast Wars stuff.
Yeah.
Got announced. And besides the cool stuff like Optimus Primal and Cheetor and Rat Trap, they had a really cool Cyclonus, and I've been looking for a good Cyclonus for a while. So I got him. They also did a 10th anniversary release of some Decepticons from Transformers Prime. So I got Breakdown and one of the Minion Viacons. I didn't get the Megatron because I don't like Megatron's Prime design.
Okay.
They also released a figure from their Red line, which is for very, very show accurate toys.
Ooh.
Like they have a whole bunch of like old G1, like Generation 1 style, where it's like there's no weird kibble bits, there's no odds and ends or like backpacks where they have to hide all the vehicle parts.
Right.
It's just, here is what the character looks like in the show.
Ooh, that's cool.
The downside being that they don't transform.
Well, yeah, because those transforming doesn't actually work like that.
Yeah, you gotta hide the backpack and the tires and all that. That's why every fucking RC toy has this gigantic backpack, because they have to hide all her car parts.
That's just how it works.
And so they did release a red line figure for Prime RC, which is her best design ever.
Okay.
But it's a red line, which means she doesn't turn into a motorcycle. And so I was like,
okay.
I wanted her to turn into a motorcycle because it's also a cool motorcycle design. And the regular versions of RC are like $100 on eBay because they stopped being printed.
Oh God, no.
Yeah. So, no, I'm not doing that.
No.
What else did I get? I also just got like a bunch that I pre-ordered a while ago that came in. I got
hardcore Transformers, Mark.
I'm getting into it. It is the thing I do now.
It's cool. I was saying, I'm playing an MMO now.
I got Rotorstorm. His Siege figure is really, really cool. It's a reprint of Spinister, who is my favorite of the Siege figures that came out. They transform real good. They click real nice into place, and there's a lot of like steps involved, and it's like once you like, I didn't figure it out at first. Like there were some bits that weren't fitting together properly, and I was like, oh, this kind of sucks. But then, like once I realized what all the tabs go into, and I'm like, oh my god, this is like rock solid. Like everything locks into place really nice.
The world's greatest fidget toy.
And so I have a Spinister, and then it was like Rotorstorm is a reprint of Spinister, and I'm like, I liked Last Stand of the Wreckers. I'll get Rotorstorm too. He dies very early on. It's okay though. What else? Ultra Magnus came in the mail too. He's very very big.
And how many did you buy?
I get like one every few weeks. They're only like $15 to $20. I'm not crazy spending on them. Like I'm not.
I
getting
know,
like
but it's just you just keep listing them off. There's so many. I'm like impressed.
Yeah, the Siege Ultra Magnus came in. He's huge.
Oh.
And he's got like a ton of parts that click in. He's got like 35 steps to transform.
Oh God.
Yeah, he's a big boy. He's the biggest one I have.
Chunky boy.
Yeah, so that's me. I'm trying to collect members of the Lost Light, which is the ship name from More Than Meets the Eye.
That comic I keep meaning to read.
Which, like I think I mentioned before, the downside is that the whole gimmick of the comic is they're the characters that never get to be in anything.
Right.
And we're all shoved into this new comic.
Right.
The problem is they never get to be anything. So
they don't get to have toys.
They don't get a lot of toys, and ones they do get were like 10 years ago, so like they're super expensive and hard to find now.
Yeah.
Or they're like, this guy got a toy in 1986, and that was it, ever.
Good luck, fucker.
Oh, you're a fan of flywheels? Tough shit. Here are some characters that were exclusively created for the comic. They don't have toys at all. Dipshit.
Hope you have a 3D printer and a prayer.
They did reprint the Siege Ratchet because Siege Ratchet sold out like crazy, and I was like, they're putting a reprint out, and I'm like, yes, I'll get that one too.
Oh, good. Okay.
But yeah, it was like a big deal because I'm like, finally I get like, because I like Transformers Prime, I like the design, something I was really excited to get Breakdown and another Viacon.
Sure.
They're really cool designs. But yeah, I did a shit ton of Kingdom Hearts stuff.
Yeah, because your rhythm game is coming.
Yeah, and so I'm like, I could probably just go through all of it again.
Yeah.
Still playing Union Cross. I started Dark Road like a little bit just because they're like, get some rewards like within this week for Dark Road. So I'm like, okay, fine, I'll start Dark Road, get the rewards, then go back to Union Cross. Just like how Fragrant Order is doing a bunch of grind fests. Union Cross is ending soon.
What? Wait, what?
Like, they're running out of story content. I think the last story content bit came out in Japan, like, or is coming out soon, and then we have like, I think like a year or so before it catches up in the West. I doubt that means it'll shut down, but like it'll be like no more story content. Just do your grinds and stuff.
Your events and that kind of thing.
So like every fucking week, it's like Union Cross 5-year anniversary. Here's 10,000 jewels, and here's a bunch of like Supernova plus medals, which are the top ranked medals.
Right.
And here's a bunch of Avatar board stuff that is coming back that you didn't get to buy the first time. And so I'm like, okay, cool. I'll do all that.
Fine, I'll play your phone game.
So they have a thing where they're doing. So I think I've mentioned before where they have mercy pulls, which is you draw 5 to 10 times and you'll get guaranteed whatever special medal you're pulling for.
Right. That sounds nice.
So they're doing a trio of medals for Roxas, Shion, and Axel.
Oh.
They're the illustrated versions, which is they just take the portrait from the box art and make them into cool medals. They're a 10-pack draw, so you draw and you get 10 medals, and a random chance, the percentages are like super, super low to actually get it. It's like 0.0025.
Yeah. I play Fake Grand Order. I know all about that. Yeah.
So what's going on is that, but like in those 10 sets for the Roxas, Shion, and Axel versions, every medal you pull will be a Supernova plus.
Oh.
So they're basically just giving away Supernova plus medals.
God, I wish that were me.
It's kind of crazy, and the thing is, I would usually be like, oh boy, hooray, super cool, I'll do these draws. I drew for Shion, and in the draw for Shion, on the 10th one where I got the Mercy Pull for Shion, I got Axel's as well.
Oh,
so I was like,
tov.
Okay, cool, I don't need to draw for Axel. Alright, neat. That saves me some jewels. And then it was like, alright, well, I might as well try to draw for Roxas too. And I got Roxas in the first draw. So I was like, alright.
I used all of my gotcha luck on Scotty, and I have not had any. What am I saying? I pulled a waiver and Iskandar on tickets, so I guess I do still have some gotcha luck. The desire sensor is what happened, baby. It was like, oh, you want Assassin Kiritsugu? Well, here's the best support caster in the game. And I'm like, I mean, thanks, but also, I wanted the sad bad dad. I didn't get the sad bad dad.
Unfortunate.
Sad to say. Still, I wish Fake Grand Order would throw me a bone like that. We only get that once a year. We get, okay, no, I think it's twice a year. It's a guaranteed SSR. It's the GSSR gotcha. But even that is like, you have to spend money. It's not free.
Right.
And you spend money and you roll on a specific class. You have to pick one class. You can't roll the GSSR on every single class. You gotta pick one, and then the rest of them go away. And then you roll in that, and you're guaranteed, like it says, you're guaranteed at least 1 5-star. You might get more. I got 2 in my GSSR. Actually, yeah, I got 2 5-stars and a 4-star in my GSSR roll for extra classes. But that's it. And you get that twice a year. And then I think this year we're getting a free ticket for a free 4-star servant. Like, there's no rolling involved. They're just going to give you a ticket. You pick from a list.
Oh, that's really nice.
It is very nice, but they only do this extremely rarely. That's how I got my Emiya Altar. And it was like, Sarah, there are so many better strategic options. And I was like, no, but you don't understand. I need this one. I don't care if it's not as strategic. It's like, love.
It's like I said last month. Like, I'm winning.
Which
is what matters.
I'm winning. I'm getting exactly what I want. You don't understand.
My current loadout for my Starlight Keyblade is the illustrated Sororiku Kairi medals and the illustrated Shion, Roxas, and Axel medals.
There you go.
So I'm like that. I'm winning all the missions.
It's fine.
I don't
I'm happy.
care that it's not efficient.
It's not as efficient. Who cares? I'm doing well. So I have everything I need. Fucking gotcha games. That's really what it just boils down to. Everybody has one.
You don't need to win the PvP events to get your daily 30 jewels. Yeah. You just have to participate.
You just have to do them. It's fine.
I'll just lose. I don't care.
I don't care. Get it over with.
But no, they also like this. I think they're partially doing this to apologize because I think I might have mentioned it last month, but I don't know. Or I know I told you about it, but it's
you told me about it, but I don't think you talked about it on the podcast.
They had so right now everything is in falling price deal mode, which is normally they cost 3,000 a pack to get your 5 or 10 draw.
Sure.
So right now they're in falling, which is every draw you make reduces the price of the next one by 300.
Nice.
And they originally had that going for the illustrated Sororiku Kairi medals. but they didn't have the mercy pull. You just had you just had to pull until you got it at the falling price.
Right.
Which is everyone ever, both Japan and US, were like, what the fuck?
This sucks.
No. You can't do that.
Right.
So, within a few days, they went, no, sorry, and refunded everyone. If you anything you spent to draw that got refunded, you got to keep whatever you drew. So people like, haha, I saved up 200,000 jewels and pulled them all of them. No problem, and I get all those jewels back.
Oh, that's so nice.
But, like, I got a refund on a few draws because I drew, like, 3 times, and I'm like, wait a minute, there's no guarantee pull. Never mind.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I think that's why everything now is in falling price. They're like, sorry.
Right.
Sorry.
Sorry, we're so sorry. Stop being mad at us on Twitter.
So, yeah, that's my Union Cross, going through story mode and stuff like that.
Sure.
And the number is getting very big, and I'm happy for that.
We love big numbers, folks.
I love it when the number goes up.
It's all that matters.
Also, mainline Kingdom Hearts stuff. I've played and went through Kingdom Hearts 1.
Sure.
First time I've done that. First time I've beaten it since... Oh, God. Did I even beat it on the PS3? I don't think I did. I played it on PS3, but I didn't beat it. Yeah, I haven't beaten...
So it's been a minute.
I haven't beaten first games since, like, the PS2 era.
Oh, God. Yeah, it has been a minute.
Been a while. It's very interesting coming off of more modern stuff like Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance and 3. Mm-hmm. It's a very, very different tone in 1. Mm-hmm. It's an interesting thing because, like, 1 was kind of designed to be a bit more self-contained than everything else. It is a lot more straightforward in its plot. You don't have the multi-plan pileup of Xehanort yet.
Right.
The exploration into, like, the meta sense of, like, existence and, you know, the identity of the self and stuff like that.
Sure.
Worthiness of existence, the importance of, like, your emotions and your connections and stuff like that. It's just very much more of a straightforward adventure where a little kid goes and teams up with Aladdin and he hangs out with Winnie the Pooh and Jack Skellington. And Donald and Goofy are there.
Wait, does Kingdom Hearts 1... Kingdom Hearts 1 doesn't have Halloween Town?
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
Are you sure? I mean, I guess why am I asking you this?
I just beat 1, so yes. It's got Wonderland, Olympus Coliseum, Deep Jungle, Agrabah, Monstro, Atlantica, Halloween Town, and Neverland, and 100 Acre Wood.
Yeah. Huh. I gotta okay. Well, I mean, you're the expert. If there's one thing I know significantly less about than you. I just remember being excited for Kingdom, because of course, like when Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, I was in like the depth of like my Hot Topic phase. Mm-hmm. And I remember being excited for 2 because it had Halloween Town in it.
It's a bit more, I think it was a bit more advertised that Halloween Town is in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Maybe that's why. I mean, I played Kingdom Hearts 1, like, to completion when it came out.
So the thing is, what you might have done is just missed it, because when you beat Agrabah, or when you beat Monstro, there is a branching path. Oh. One leads to Atlantica, one leads to Halloween Town. So you might have just done the Atlantica route and never explored the other route.
Maybe. I literally have never played Kingdom Hearts 1 except for when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's an extremely probably what happened.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense then. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the one that everyone forgets about is Deep Jungle, because Disney can't do Tarzan stuff anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Which is...
I remember Deep Jungle because it was
bad.
Shitty to navigate. Yeah, it was extremely bad.
I was playing it and I'm like, boy, with the existence of like flow motion in 3, mm-hmm. and like the big open world aspect of 3.
Yeah.
Boy, it would have been really cool if Deep Jungle could be in a game that has good mobility.
No, we don't get to have good
mobility.
Things. No, we don't get to have any of the 2D stuff in modern Kingdom Hearts. Well, why? Except for Hercules, inexplicably.
Yeah.
I mean, I know why. There's like an in-fiction reason, but like, what a weird... I don't know. That's such a weird... To this day, I'm still like... Everything in Kingdom Hearts 3, all of the worlds are 3D movies, right?
Right.
Except for Hercules.
Yeah, except for Olympus.
Which is such a strange... like you said, I know that there's like an in-fiction reason why it starts there, but it's just is such a standout because Hercules is not that great of a movie.
I disagree. I think Hercules is one of my favorites, but...
okay, my bad.
But no, and part of the reason is because, they ran out of movies. They did all the other ones.
Yeah,
but
it's just so strange.
Yeah, it is weird because, like, they don't have any, like, Renaissance era films, Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, Hercules is, like, the end of the Disney Renaissance, and it's definitely, like, one of the, like, the less popular Disney Renaissance movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it really didn't do, like, the bang out numbers that, like, other movies from that generation did. So, yeah, it just always seems so strange to me that Hercules is the 2D movie that got in over, like, fucking, I don't know, like Beauty and the Beast or Lion King, like, the two biggest ones,
Mm-hmm. Well, those are both in 2, and, like...
Yeah, but, like, so is Hercules.
Yeah. Also,
like,
and also Simba is in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Sure.
There's a dope-ass fire lion summon that kicks ass. But, yeah, but I get what you're saying. Like,
it's just, I don't know, like, it's, again, like, I know that, like, there's an in-fiction explanation for why. It just always seems like a strange choice to me, I guess. I'm done harping on this.
It's just like it's in every other one, so you gotta put it in the last one,
I guess you gotta put it in the last one, too, because that's where the arena is.
Yeah. Even though the arena isn't in 3, so I don't know. Whatever.
Oh. What?
Yeah.
No, we gotta rewind this conversation. There's no arena in 3?
There's no tournament in 3.
Is there, like, any kind of, like, arena kind of... like...
There's Remind. Okay, there's the data fights in Remind.
That's different.
But yeah, like, beyond that, there isn't really, like, any real tournament mode in 3.
That's weird.
It is weird.
That is really weird. You would think they would add that in, like, DLC or something. I know that, like you said, Remind is that, but, like, it's such a holdover from old Kingdom Hearts to like, have that. Like, fucking, I assume, like, I know because I have seen screenshots of Birth by Sleep. Like, Birth by Sleep has it, right?
Birth by Sleep has you go to the Coliseum, but you don't participate in any, like, real, like, ranked tournaments.
Okay.
You just go to that area and you do stuff in that area.
Thing.
Yeah.
It's like a story thing. Okay.
You fight Zack with both Aqua and Terra.
Yeah, like I knew Zack was there. I guess I just assumed because it's like, well, fucking Olympus is there.
Mm-hmm.
Of course they have like a tournament. Anyways, I'm done harping on the weirdness of Kingdom Hearts' relationship with Hercules.
The point is, Kingdom Hearts 1 is a very strange game in the context of, like, everything that comes after it.
Right.
Very much more straightforward and very much, like, more, I will say, I guess, grounded.
Sure.
Because, like I said, like, the later games really go in depth with the exploration of what a heart is, what a person is, and more, like, metaphysical, philosophical commentary on who you are.
I guess that makes sense because it's like if it had gone harder with like especially with like future plot hooks, and then Kingdom Hearts had bombed, it would have been like this game is unfinished. Instead, like Kingdom Hearts 1 as is like a complete story. Like it ends in kind of like a downer way, but like it's complete. It's like kind of a sad ending, but it's finished. And then it was like, it's a gangbusters. Cool. Let's go whole hog.
It was also very weird to hear Haley Joel Osment sound like a 12-year-old again.
Yeah, because he actually was a baby then.
Yeah. It was also weird hearing Billy Zane do Ansem Seeker of Darkness instead of Richard Epcar.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, Richard Epcar does it better.
Yeah.
Sorry, Billy, but like you need that booming, triumphant booming voice. Yeah, it was interesting. So then I beat that And then I moved on to RE Chain of Memories, which is the PS2 remake of Chain of Memories that got ported to the PS4 collection.
Right.
And I'm so far enjoying it more than I remember enjoying the Game Boy Advance version. I was dreading playing it, and then I started it, and I was like, this isn't so bad, actually.
Okay.
We'll see how well I do continuing it, but it is funny to see, like, the leap in animation and voice quality.
Right.
Compared to coming straight off of Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah.
You also get, like, way more of, like, more modern Kingdom Hearts-esque, like, writing and stuff.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, it's very, like, playing 1 is, like, I went back and I was like, this is a lot faster and emptier than I remember it being. Mm-hmm. Like, I cleared through, like, Wonderland and Deep Jungle in, like, a few hours.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, I'll be interested to see where I go, and hopefully I can get through everything by the time Melody Memories comes out.
In November.
Yes.
Right after the PS4 or
right.
PS5.
Yeah, which is going to be crazy.
It's going to be fucking bonkers. Hope you're looking forward to all these fucking games coming out.
I know.
I actually am.
I am too. I'm super excited.
I can't wait to die. Is that it for you, my mans?
That is about it for me. That's all I really did. Most of it was just Kingdom Hearts and Agretzko, and that was about it. And Transformers.
Right on. And some Transformers. Cool Transformers.
Let's talk about what's been happening in the world.
Oh, God.
Let's start off with the crappy one.
Okay.
The Venture Brothers canceled at Adult Swim after 7 seasons.
That's such dog shit. Why would you bring it back only to cancel it?
Fucking, why would you cancel it? It's been like, it takes its time.
It's been 17 years.
Seasons come out like once every 5 years. Just let the next one come out when it comes out.
Why do we have to do this HBO fucking Go nonsense? Like, why do we have to? It's been on Cartoon Network, Adult Swim for 17 years. You're gonna let the show wrap up on another service?
You're gonna let it end on a cliffhanger, like a serious cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, no, it's done. Sorry, we don't want to do it anymore. Like, first off, like, what the fuck are you saying? Like, now you decide you don't want to do it. When it has 7 seasons over 17 years.
How do you get sick of it now? It's not, they can't possibly be eating to your budget that much.
Right?
For fuck's sake.
It's not like it got canceled after. It's like, yeah, we can't afford these because you're doing a season a year. Like,
right.
You're chipping in way too much for that money we need for Tigtone or Rick and Morty.
Right.
I'm sure, like, okay, granted, I'm sure, like, some of the stuff in Rick and Morty is pretty costly, but, like, Venture Brothers takes its time.
They they work at their own fucking pace, man.
Yeah,
leave them alone. Why would you
wait.
cancel it?
Wait a little bit.
There's literally, just give them a heads up. Be like, hey, this is your last season. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Why would you just cancel it and be like, well, fuck you? I don't... Ugh. I mean, apparently they're talking about it going to HBO Go, or Max. What is their fucking service? There's too many services these days. Maybe it's HBO Max. I don't know anymore.
Max is like the big one that's like, here's where all the cartoons are now.
Yeah, I think because that's where fucking Infinity Train had to wrap up.
Yeah.
After had to do its 3rd season. Like, I don't understand, like, these cartoon companies' fucking deals. Like, we did 2.5 hours about Rise, and now we're here with Venture Brothers, and it's like, you're a cartoon company. What do you have against making cartoons? Like, isn't that your whole thing? Why do you want to just shuffle it all off? I guess because HBO is going to give you like a boatload of money for the last season of your cartoon shows? But like, wouldn't you want to wrap it up? on your own network and then just be like, well, you can watch all the old episodes on HBO Go. I don't get
right?
it, man.
Yeah, like, I thought it was a joke at first. It's like, haha, Venture Brothers is canceled. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it'll be another seven years before the next season comes out.
Right, we're all used to it.
But no, just like straight up like, yeah, this is done.
Well, wasn't it fucking... One of the creators was like making a joke about it before they officially announced it.
Yeah, it was
on
like,
his Twitter.
Yeah, it was like, what thing, like, it was like one of those like meme tweets where it's like, what thing got canceled that you wish
before
hadn't.
its time.
Yeah, and someone's like, Venture Brothers, and they're like, what?
And everybody went, please say psych.
Yeah, it wasn't one of the creators, it was like one of the friends of the creators.
Yeah.
It was like, what? What? Go back,
and then,
what?
Like, and then like a week later, it's like, nope, Venture Brothers is over. What? Why? No. It's been 17 years. I don't understand canceling it after it's been this long. Like, you were ignoring them just fine for 17 years. They were all just happily making their little Johnny Quest send up in like a corner for the last nearly 2 decades. And nobody bothered them. And then out of nowhere, somebody came over and kicked over their sandcastle and was like, get out of my playground. It's like, we've been here forever. And you're only now, like, kicking us out? What's up? I hate it. It's infuriating.
I don't get it. And I'm just like, this is a show that's like has steadily climbed every season in quality.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's gone now forever. It's done.
Ugh, it's tragic. So stupid. We gotta make more room for, I guess, Rick and Morty.
I guess.
Fucking, what? I mean, I can't even say Teen Titans Go because, like, it's the Adult Swim block.
Yeah.
What else are you gonna put there? More reruns of Ghost in the Shell? I don't even think you people do reruns of Ghost in the Shell.
They
anymore.
don't. It's not on the Toonami schedule, so no.
Yeah. So what good are you guys? Like, they better hope fucking MomoCon is canceled next year. I'm gonna roll up at the Adult Swim block and be like, hey, what's y'all's fucking problem?
Just tragic.
Just show up at Williams Street.
Yeah.
And just start, like, blaring, Ben, why am I forgetting the Doctor Strange character's name?
Oh, Morpheus. Or Orpheus.
Thank
Dr.
you.
Orpheus.
Thank you. Just start blaring his speeches, like, on a megaphone until they, like, put fucking Venture Brothers back on Adult Swim.
That bit from the season 1 episode where, he wants an arch nemesis, so he just like they're at the garage sale, and he just starts like kicking people, like lighting their stuff on fire.
Absolutely, that's totally it. Whatever, it's horse shit.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Here's more bad news. Xbox Series S confirmed by Microsoft coming November 10th.
It's gonna sell like dog shit.
$299.
It's such a stupid idea. I mean, like, it's such a bad idea.
Everyone, like, online has been talking about how, like, you don't save money with it at all in the long run.
In the long run, you super do not, because, like, digital storefront games, especially ones owned by, like, the people who operate your console, they don't go on sale. Like, Steam games go on sale because there's a huge amount of games on Steam, and so everybody's trying to get your attention with Steam sales, but like stuff never goes on hardcore deep discount on the PSN, like maybe once a year, if that, and it's not even like a deep discount for a long time, unless you're willing to play like the insanely long game, and even then sometimes publishers just don't put their games for sale on the PSN or on Xbox. What is it called? Do they even call it Xbox Live anymore? I'm such an old woman.
Game
like
Pass,
on
Xbox Game Pass.
But Game Pass is different. It's just like you can't really buy things. They don't go on sale like that unless you have Game Pass. Apparently, if you have Game Pass, you can like and you play a game and you like it and you want to buy it and own it, you get 20% off. But like 20% off of $60 is not that much in the grand scheme of things. And it's just like it just seems poorly thought out to me.
If you're a casual fan of gaming and you only buy a few games a year, like, again, you can't get used games. You can't rent games at the library.
Yeah.
So ultimately, you're still spending more money on the few games you might want to pick up.
Right.
Like, you're trying to, like, if you don't just get the disc.
Yeah, it just seems like such a mismatched thing. Like, if they had done a discless version of the console that was a Series X, because, like, this is also an underpowered version of the console as well. If this was a discless Series X with, like, a 2 terabyte hard drive, I think it would have sold to, like, the I suppose, finger quotes, hardcore demographic, because those kinds of people do buy their games digitally more often. Like, regular people don't really like buying digital games that often. But, like, you could sell a system like this and say it and have it be $100 cheaper than, like, a regular Series X. But hey, it has more storage and it doesn't have a disk drive, but it'll hold more games. And I think that would have been a smarter decision, because it would have been like a trade-off. It's like, yeah, you get more storage, but it's costing you. It's also costing you less money, but you just don't get disc. It's like, oh, that's a good trade-off. You know, like, I would consider that.
It's this weird niche group. Like, even if it was like that, where it's like it's a discless version, but it's the same quality as the X. You would be this audience who is hardcore enough to buy games at launch, because otherwise you aren't saving any money.
Right.
But don't like physical discs.
Right.
Which is like if for that person, yes, they would save money eventually. But I don't know that person exists in big enough numbers
to justify it.
And even if they did, that's not what the Series S is, because it's an underpowered console.
Yeah, that's the weird part, is that it is an underpowered console that, like, is not going to be able to play your next-gen stuff at the same degree of fidelity. Like, it's just not.
And what you're going to get...
Xbox has basically come out and said that.
What you're going to get is you're going to get mom or grandma...
Yes.
Is going to go, little Timmy wants an Xbox for Christmas. Well, this one's $299, and it still says Xbox on it.
Right.
So, and this is the newest one that's on the shelves, because they don't have the other one, the old Xbox. He said, don't get me the Xbox One, get me the Xbox Series. And this one's cheaper. I'll get him this one, and I can use the extra money to get him a copy of Halo and a copy of Call of Duty, Ronald Reagan version.
Ronald Reagan does a war crime.
Timmy loves Ronald Reagan. This will be perfect. And then Timmy's going to get it, and he's going to go, what the fuck is this?
Where do I stick this? Yeah.
I can't put the disc in.
And I guess you take it back, but then it's just... Ugh. Well, no, you can't take it back, because if you open... They won't open it.
Yeah.
If you open a new game, you can't return it.
And if you open the Xbox, you can't return it either. So...
like, we already know, I mean, like, people have been joking in hardcore finger quotes, about how people are going to get confused about, like, the 1X and the Series X. But that's not a joke.
No.
We saw that the day the 1X, the Series X came up for pre-orders, the sales of the 1X went up by 700%.
You can't. This is going to be a serious thing that's happening. They're going to be like, well, I don't know why people were complaining. I got my Xbox X right away.
Yeah, like, this is, like, at first people were joking about this, but, like, this ain't a joke anymore. Like, this is, like, what I'm seeing on the internet with my own human eyes is that this is a thing that people will be confused by, because it is confusing. It's the Xbox. I know they discontinued the 1S, but still, you can get on Amazon or the eBay the Xbox One S, the Xbox One X, the Xbox Series S, and the Xbox Series X. Why do all of these sound so similar? We've done this before. I know we've done this bit before, but I can't Like, why?
And see, even if Timmy knows which one he wants, and he says,
Sure.
"Grandma, get me the Xbox Series X."
Uh-huh.
What you're still gonna get is, "Get me the Xbox Series X."
Right.
And which one did you say? Well, this one's cheaper. I'll get him this one.
Right.
That's what he said, right? He said S? No, I said X.
It's just I don't know. Maybe this will all work out for Microsoft, especially I'm sure whatever is next on the news. I don't know if that's the next news item.
There's
because Microsoft is making a push for the big thing that I don't know if that's when that's coming up in the news.
Oh yeah, there's more Xbox news coming up, but we'll get to
All
that
right.
when we get to it. Yeah, this is just we've talked about this before, but like I can't believe I still want to know.
Nobody sat down and talked this out.
I still want to know why they think it's a
Why?
good idea to market their console this way.
Like this naming structure is extremely bad, and I don't know why they keep insisting on it.
We're even getting to the point where like the weird cross-gen of the PS4 to PS5 is getting complicated, but at least we know which one to buy.
Yeah, but it's still I don't know. The PS5, I do think the discless version is a bad idea, for the record, but that's just because I hate discless consoles. I hate them on principle. But both discless versions of the Series S and the discless PS5 sold like dog shit. Like, they just didn't have as many pre-orders available. Granted, that is a thing that needs to be pointed out, as because we was talking about in our Discord, is that retailers themselves are obviously not going to put in very many orders for discless versions because they want to sell discs, because that's the way they make money. I get it. But it's also just like, I mean, most people still just don't want discless consoles. The Series S didn't. No, the 1S didn't sell that well to the point that Microsoft discontinued it because, and that was like, you know, that existed on shelves. You could walk into a GameStop and buy it, and that was a cheaper version of an Xbox One that didn't have a disc drive, and people didn't want it because people still like owning their video games. This whole push to go all digital is not, unless you're a PC psycho, and even then Steam has some kind of system in place where if they vanish off the face of the earth, you can still, I think they have some sort of system where if they went under, you would still be able to permanently download your games.
And the thing is, the PSN and the Xbox Live are storefronts owned by Sony and Microsoft.
Right.
They control the prices of the games that go on their thing, right? Like, everything has to be through them.
Right.
Steam is a third-party marketplace. It doesn't have any sort of bias, so Steam stuff can go on sale all the time. It can keep up with that. And but any console game, you're at the whims of whether or not Sony or Microsoft wants to put it on sale.
Right, yeah.
So you still get that advantage. So it's a bad idea. It's even made worse by the fact that the Series S is a lower powered console, and you're going to get a bunch of shit where it's like, this won't run well on the Series S at all because we have to downgrade it to garbage.
Yeah, like the Series S can't play the enhanced version of Xbox One games that can run on the One X. And that's just so weird to me because that just reads, I know it's not true, like when you actually look at the physical specs, but it just sounds like the Series S is underpowered more so than the One X. Like, it's not as strong as a console. I know that's not the case, but that's just what it sounds like when you're like, yeah, the Series S can't play these like HD 4K versions that could run on the One X. It's like, why would you do that? Like, I don't know. To me, that seems extremely ass backwards.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just like, then what's the So it can. I mean, obviously, it can play Xbox Series X, Series S games, but just buy the Series X then.
I need to know from Microsoft, who do you expect to buy the Series S?
Yeah.
Who did you make this for?
I don't know. Madden players.
Yeah, people who are going to play one game their entire lives.
That's just what it sounds like. It literally sounds like it's a console made for people who only play like FIFA and Madden and like sports games that update every year, and you just delete the old version and get the new version. You know, like that literally seems who this console is for, and basically nobody else. Maybe COD people who are in the same kind of mindset, but COD people generally also really prefer their games to look really spicy and pretty. And so do sports games people. They want to be able to see all the sweat on LeBron James's face.
Yeah. NBA is the sweatiest they've ever been.
Yeah. They gotta make all of this extremely sweaty. And these Series S boys are not going to be nearly as shiny and drenched. We can't have that.
NBA 2K21 to come out with Gatorade mode where you can color the sweat like a Gatorade commercial.
No, that would actually be really funny, because then you could
fun.
just have like it would be like when you play like a first-person shooter that lets you turn the blood to different colors.
Yeah.
And so you just have like these very colorful levels. It's like that, except it's a sweaty basketball court. Next.
Moving on. Okay, some cool stuff, though. New Nintendo Leak includes numerous unreleased Game Boy games. The Giga Leak is continuing. The Giga Leak being the thing that we found out where Luigi exists.
Right.
Luigi is real and he's my friend.
Luigi lives forever.
This one's a little bit less,
spicy
than finding out Luigi is actually real. But we got a bunch of, like, Game Boy prototypes.
Cool.
Pokemon stuff. Pokemon Picross.
Okay.
Was released. Some title screens and original themes for like Red and Green soundtracks. Some cool stuff using the Game Boy camera and the Game Boy printer, including a Hello Kitty game that was going to use the Game Boy printer to print out stuff. There was a game called Gimmickland and Tomato Adventure.
I like the honesty of calling your game Gimmickland.
That were in production during the end of the Game Boy Color's lifespan, but they ended up not getting released. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Gimmickland didn't get released, but elements of it got put into a game called Tomato Adventure. So Tomato Adventure came out on the Game Boy Advance, it looks like. But the Gimmickland original prototype never came out for the Game Boy Color.
Okay, sorry, I'm sorting all that in my head.
Yeah,
yeah, no, I get you.
There was a Mega Man board game for the Game Boy that never got released.
Okay.
Called Rock Board.
That's cute. So would it be called like Mega Board?
I guess, yeah.
In North America, if it had come here.
Or probably just like Mega Man the board game or something.
Boo! Less cool. Americans always get the less good names.
And then like a bunch of like, it looks like a bunch of like minor platformers and RPGs and stuff that just never got released.
Okay.
Just some like really cool like stuff. There's like a River King game didn't get released. Game called Gargoyle's Quest 2.
Like the Disney show?
No, just like a gargoyle, like a gargoyle type. It was
Did gargoyles ever get a video game?
It was it's a Capcom game, and I think those characters got later used in Ghosts and Goblins.
Oh, okay, nice.
Because I see one of the screenshots mentions a character named Firebrand, and I'm pretty sure he's a Ghosts and Goblins character.
Okay.
So yeah, just like a bunch of cool beta prototype, cool stuff.
I like seeing video game prototypes just as a concept. I think they're neat.
Nintendo is usually very magic. Nintendo's very usually like tight-lipped about it. So cool to see new stuff. Let the
Giga Leak continue.
Yeah, let's just keep digging. Let's keep finding some crazy stuff.
Keep finding me some cool shit.
Where's
One day we'll find the Triforce. We'll find the Triforce in Ocarina of Time someday. You'll be able to use it, and it'll give you 100 hearts.
Yeah, show me Earthbound 64.
I agree. Show me Earthbound 64.
I know it's real. Stop hiding it from me. We're gonna fucking find like a Metroid 64 prototype eventually.
Oh god, that would blow my mind. Or like the original Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
For the N64. I know it was just a tech demo, but I want to believe there's like some sort of playable prototype out there somewhere. And I'd love to see it.
I want to see Cloud jump off the train in an N64 cartridge.
Oh god, that just thinking about that makes me want to die. Considering how like low res everything was for the N64. Oh no, it's bad. I don't like thinking about it. Move on.
Okay. Pop-up ad for sex during Magic tournament shows why the game needs a spectator mode.
Yay!
A tournament that was being broadcast to the public on Twitch had a pop-up ad for, one of those like dating, whatever
hot girls
singles
in your
area.
Yeah.
That just like appeared on the stream uncensored in the middle of like a broadcast tournament.
Oh, it's great. I love it. It's horrible.
The commentators were trying to get around it.
Oh no.
So
we're just not going to pay attention to that one.
That was I have another article about that later on that we'll get into, talking about this more in depth.
Okay.
Moving on. Fall Guys once had Cheater Island for the jerks.
What?
So this is a fun story. This was revealed on the official Fall Guys Twitter account, where they had one of the things they had early on was Cheater Island, which was if you get caught cheating, you don't necessarily get banned from the game. You get put into a special server that only allows cheaters in. So
that
you
sounds
play
like fun though, because it sounds like hell on earth.
Yeah, you play with other cheaters. But the problem is, you had to work with cheaters.
Right.
So if there aren't enough cheaters, you just sit falling, waiting for a game to start.
Oh, okay.
So what it was early on was like, they'd be like, they report like, hey, I'm falling forever, like I can't get in a match. And it's one of those like, oh,
I see you.
Like the Batman Arkham Asylum thing, where it's like anyone who pirated the game couldn't activate Batman's glider cape.
Right.
And so they'd be like, I think my game's broken, I can't make this jump. I want a refund. And it's like, oh.
We see you.
So the thing is, what ended up happening is, it was a good idea at the start. You get caught cheating, like if you beat a game before you're like reasonably able to, that's how they flagged it. It's like your time to finish like a race
was too fast.
Yeah, it's like you physically couldn't do that without cheating. Mm-hmm. The problem is that a player recorded their gameplay and got put to Cheater Island when they encountered one of a weird collision glitch that flung them to the goal.
Oh, okay.
So like, they didn't cheat. They didn't like give themselves any special abilities. It's just like the physics collided weird and it flung them forward.
No, but that makes sense because there's the one game. I could totally see that if there was like a collision glitch, because there's the one of the early qualifying games is one of the ones where you're jumping around on like a little spinning thing on a circle on the floor. I don't remember what the name of that map is called, but you're jumping over that because it's spinning around and you've got to get around to the end of the match. And yeah, I could totally see if you just hit it at the right angle, it could send you like hurtling across the map, because like video game physics are stupid like that. There's a whole subreddit dedicated to it called Game Physics. And it's just, if you hit things, video games are magic and held together with staples and prayer. And if you hit something wrong and it hurls you all the way across the universe, that's not like your fault, and it's not even like a programmer's fault. It's just kind of what happens in video games sometimes.
Yeah.
you can't help it, and neither can they, because it's an almost impossible thing to test for, because sometimes it requires very precise, accidental hitting a box at the right moment in the right section of your jump. It's such a small precision thing. That's literally what speedrunning is built on.
Mm-hmm.
Is finding these impossible little movement options, and it's just like, yeah, you can't ban somebody for that, because that's not cheating. That's just part of the video game. On accident.
So because of stuff like that, and also because like the whole idea of you get trapped in a game where you can only play with a handful of cheaters, and either that or you fall forever, is that the sheer number of people who got caught cheating and got put on these servers, it eventually stopped being like a thing, and it was just a server now. Like, you didn't have trouble getting into a match at all because there were just enough people banished to the dungeons.
Right. But it also sounds kind of fun. I kind of would like to just like play, and it's very chaotic to play a round of Fall Guys with just people who are doing nothing but cheating. It's kind of like in Futurama, they talk about how everybody who plays Blurns Ball is on steroids.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's just, it's not even cheating anymore. It's just that everybody does it, so they have to. It reminds me of that, where everybody is cheating, so nobody is. So it's just a matter of who can do the best cheating. And I think that sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
Probably a nightmare, but also very interesting.
So yeah, but right now there is no more of that. They're gonna try a new anti-cheating thing.
Lame. I like the idea of being trapped on Hell Island because you were a criminal. It's like being sent to Video Game Australia.
That's exactly what it is. It's just Australia ended up getting populous enough that it became its own civilization.
Whoops. And just like real Australia, that was a mistake.
Yup. Alright, moving on to another mistake. Another country that was a mistake. France!
France is a mistake. You are extremely correct.
All the biggest announcements from Ubisoft's Forward event.
I'm already falling asleep.
So let's get through some of the stuff. Hey, remember Gods and Monsters?
Yeah, it looked really cool, and I thought its name was very interesting.
Yeah.
Let me just take a big sip of my coffee.
Anyway, there's this game called Immortals Phoenix Rising that got revealed, and it looks a lot like Gods and Monsters, but it can't be, because the name Gods and Monsters is so good, and Immortals Phoenix Rising is a terrible name that sounds like a fucking, like, free-to-play mobile game.
God, exactly. I was literally about to say that because it sounds like Raid Shadow Legends or whatever it was called. That one game that every YouTuber on the face of the planet was promoting for 6 months. It's that. It has the exact same cadence as Raid Shadow Legends, and it sounds. It's a fake video game. It's a video game that they talk about on Law and Order.
It's generic fantasy term like rage or conflict or raid or immortal.
And the fact that fucking Phoenix is misspelled in like an extremely stupid way is the cherry on top that makes it sound
because it's
like a fake video game.
The character's name is Phoenix, and that's why.
Right.
But like, it still sucks.
That's still stupid.
It's the thing is, it's a three word title. The first word is a generic fantasy adventure term
with a colon behind it.
Yeah. Then you've got another word that is another like fantasy concept. Shadow, Phoenix, Clash of Clans, fucking whatever, you know. And then just like a verb.
A verb.
Yeah.
Rising. Falling. All bad.
Rise
terrible.
of the Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So yeah, terrible.
Is that the one where she becomes the Tomb Raider?
Yeah, is this the one? Is it this time?
Is this the one where they become Phoenix, I guess? A horrible name. I do not buy the lie that Monster had a copyright on the term monster because there's too many other video games with the name monster in it.
That's the next story on the docket, so we'll get to that one in a little bit.
I don't believe him. I don't believe them. They're lying to me. There's too many video games with monster in the title.
But there's still more from this one.
I don't wanna. Ubisoft makes me angry.
Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time is getting a modern remake, and by modern we mean PS3.
It does look like a PS3 game.
It's not good. They're like, here's an early screenshot, and then here's our improvement, and I'm like, I don't know which one is which.
Are you sure
which one
that
is
that's an
better?
improvement? I really was. Okay, so I think like the focus on having characters make facial expressions in the middle of combat is kind of silly because you're not going to see them that often because usually the character is turned away from you, right? Mm-hmm. Though with the advent of photo mode, that's definitely more of a concern, for sure. That being said, if you're going to have an attack in your trailer that's a money shot, it's like a cool slowdown shot of the prince doing a big dramatic flip attack before he kills a dude. Maybe don't show his dead-eyed expressionless face staring off into the middle distance. Like, did I leave the stove on?
See, the problem is if it looked like this, but it also had Warrior Within and Two Thrones,
I would totally be cool with
fucking
it.
Fine. That's fine. That's
Absolutely.
exactly what it would be. It's like, oh, you cleaned it up, and now it runs in the PS4. Sweet.
Great, I have this on my PS4 now. I can play all 3 Prince of Persia games on one system, finally.
Or if it was Sands of Time, totally rebuilt from square one. We
Ground
redid
up.
all the levels.
Like Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah, all new recorded dialogue, enhanced combat system, you know, blah, 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 all this. You look at all these cool new acrobatics you can do.
Yeah, here's a whole new dungeon or area or level or whatever.
If this was Prince of Persia, Sands of Time, Rewind.
Right.
Like, fucking dope. Awesome, definitely.
Take my money.
Yeah. But no, it's just, here's an HD port of Sands of Time. They're like, we rebuilt it from the ground up, and it's like, it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's the exact same game.
It's the models, but you stuck uglier textures on them somehow. You somehow managed to make uglier textures from a PS2 game. How did you do that?
And the thing is, it already had this. It already had a PS3 port, like, a while ago.
Right.
So, I don't know. It's very disheartening. To me, this is worse than the Mario 3D All-Stars pack. Because at least the Mario 3D All-Stars pack did have 3 games on it.
Yeah, but this isn't going away in 6 months. I mean, unless Ubisoft cancels it, which is, a possibility. So, I call it a wash. I think both are pretty dire.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what else is on here. I don't care about that one. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game returns, finally! This is the only genuinely good thing.
Yay!
It's back. It's on everything. It's on Switch, Xbox One, PS4, PC, and Stadia. It's got the Knives and Wallace DLC.
It's just Scott Pilgrim, baby.
It's just a game, and I know it's not a very good beat-em-up, but I like it.
Who cares? It's got a rockin' Anamanaguchi soundtrack and some really nice pixel art, and you can play it with your friends. So shut up. It still makes it a functional beat-em-up. So who cares? You're dead inside if this doesn't make you a little bit happy, because it means an unavailable game was brought back from the brink and is now available for purchase again. That alone should make you happy.
Yeah. I will probably end up picking it up. I hate Ubisoft a lot, but
Sure.
I'm like, it's Scott Pilgrim, and
Yeah.
Dave did text me. He's like, holy shit, it's Scott Pilgrim, it's back.
We have to play Scott Pilgrim together.
We
Exactly.
have to play Scott Pilgrim again. We have to.
It's great.
Last one on the Ubisoft one is Watch Dogs Legion will feature special Stormzy and Aiden Pierce missions. He's back. It's Aiden.
That iconic character, Aiden Pierce.
That iconic character, Aiden Pierce's hat.
Yeah. Did anybody really care about Aiden Pierce in Watch Dogs 1, the watchdogging? Like,
not even Ubisoft cares about Aiden Pierce beyond his hat.
Like, I mean, really? Didn't he, like, make his cousin kill himself or something like that?
I don't know.
Isn't Aiden Pierce, like, a huge shitbag?
Yeah, like, he sucks. Like, he really does suck. Like, he gets, like, his niece killed or something.
Yeah, it's something really fucked up like that. He's just objectively, like, a massive shitbag. And they're like, this guy is back. And I'm like, you guys really had nobody else to work with, huh? No, there are no other good characters in all of Watch Dogs. You had to bring back this guy. That's tragic. You know what I want? I want Ajay from Far Cry 4 to just be in Watch Dogs. Put some fucking life into this game.
So confused and baffled by everything that's happening around him.
Yeah, why is he in London? Who cares? That's what I want.
But that's it. The only thing that was exciting was Scott Pilgrim.
Yay! At least it's something.
But anyway, here's the follow-up to that. Ubisoft Gods and Monsters name change due to challenge from Monster Energy. New documents, quote, here's a quote from the My Nintendo News article. New documents have revealed that the name change was due to energy drink firm Mike Monster, who filed in opposition to the trademark back in April 2020.
I don't believe them. What about Monster Hunter?
Ubisoft seemingly didn't decide to fully challenge the opposition and decided to roll with Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Like,
I don't know why. I guess because Monster Hunter is a Japanese game, that the copyright wouldn't affect them as much.
But that's why Dragon Quest was Dragon Warrior in the United States for like 1 billion years.
Also, I think maybe that because Monster Hunter predates Monster Energy Drink.
Maybe.
You can't really do that now.
I genuinely think Ubisoft could have just casually challenged it and won.
So here is the quote from a law firm about it. I don't know if they're connected to Ubisoft at all. But it says, opposition to a USPTO filing can essentially win the day because it's too expensive to fight. The fact that Ubisoft is a publicly traded company doesn't change the fact that they don't want to fight expensive fights, especially when there isn't a real certainty of winning. Yes, I think they would have ultimately have defeated Monster Energy's push for opposition, but at what cost and at what time and what level of marketing would have been affected. So it seems that there might be like challenges like this that we just don't hear about.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, like, that's the thing I had to deal with in my job all the time. Like, in my work, my line of work, working with like licensed phrases and stuff of that nature, I'm extremely aware of trademarked phrases. I just think that this is one that you put it in front of a judge and it'd be like, no, you can't trademark the word monster. Especially when it has nothing to do with an energy drink and is instead related to a video game.
The thing about trademarks, and you probably know more about me, but I think the difference between trademark and copyright is honestly fascinating. Mm-hmm. And guess what? As a fan of Transformers now, I'm quite familiar with the way you dance around trademarks sometimes for your product.
Yes.
For instance, if you look at packaging for a lot of characters, you'll see they have like faction in front of their name because the character's name is Jazz or Bumblebee or Hot Rod. And you can't just put that on a package.
Right.
But you can put Autobot Bumblebee.
Yeah, it's an interesting kind of thing. Because you can also own trademarks for certain phrases that are only for apparel and phone cases and blah, and they're all kind of all in one net, like phone cases and apparel and all that stuff, accessories and whatnot. That falls under one kind of net. And then that same phrase can also be trademarked for food packaging. And those are two different things because they're two different products.
Yeah.
Two completely different products.
There's actually a really funny one that I read about where you can just put the name Megatron on your Transformers box. Like, you can just call the character Megatron. You don't have to, like, do anything with it. there is a car battery brand also called Megatron that doesn't get challenged because no one would mistakenly buy a car battery thinking it is a children's toy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, I just think that's like fascinating, and like I guess you can make the argument that because of Monster Energy's association with video games, that
Maybe.
there might be a closer tie versus like.
But it's gods and monsters.
Yeah,
I don't know. I still think it's horseshit, but
I think ultimately it was just Ubisoft going, fuck it, we're not attached to that name.
you could have given it a better name than what you went with,
Phoenix
though.
Rising.
You could have spent more than 15 seconds on your new video game title than the most generic name possible.
Which is funny because Gods and Monsters is also pretty generic sounding, but
it's also very striking.
Yeah, it rolls off the tongue a lot better, and it just feels better.
You just say like Gods and Monsters. It's very, ooh, that kind of catches your ear because the implication that both exist and are perhaps at war.
What if you just called it like Phoenix Gods and Monsters?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. Do you have to take the monsters out of the title? But there's so many other games with monsters in the title.
Like, couch it with some other words so that there's no ambiguity.
What about every single monster truck game ever made?
Yeah.
Including ones that are almost certainly being made after Monster Energy drinks existed. I don't know. War of the Monsters? Like, I literally just Googled it. I'm like, what video games have monsters in the title?
Monster Rancher.
Yeah.
Remember Monster Rancher? That was a fun gimmick. That would be kind of cool to bring back in some way. I don't know. Whatever.
Anyway.
That's a game that couldn't work in your Series S or your PS4 all digital. Anyway, that's dumb.
Next.
The ads in the middle of Twitch streams are so bad.
They are so bad.
Twitch decided to tell its core audience of people who don't make a lot of money streaming to go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
Because you can just get an ad. The example they show in here is someone who was watching the PS5 stream that went on. It was... So, the stream he was watching had an ad play. So in the middle of him talking about the new Harry Potter game and watching that trailer, it cut to an ad.
Oh.
Not in his stream. Like he was.
But in the stream he was watching.
Yeah, like he was still in the corner, like doing his commentary, and he's like, "What the fuck is happening?" Yeah. So the stream he was watching had an ad pop up, which completely ruined like his whole commentary.
Yeah.
They come up completely unexpected, and there seems to be no
way to turn them off.
Way to control when they show up. Because if you're like, okay, do it within the first 15 minutes, so like, I'm still doing my pre-roll, whatever. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because there's also like all those fake clips, like did you see the one for Evo Mid 36?
No.
Where they... Right in the middle when the parry starts, it just cuts to an ad.
No. Oh, could you imagine?
Oh my god.
That would be like cutting to a commercial in the middle of a Hail Mary.
Right, yeah.
Oh, and no.
What this ends up happening is what this example is a really good example of is that people who do these streams will usually like my commentary stream is done through whatever Sony's official stream is, right? Sure. I'm just watching that and my stream is doing a commentary over it.
Yeah.
If the official Sony stream gets an ad,
oh yeah,
that means that ad is going up on everyone's channel, which means that whole stream for everyone is ruined.
Right. That's such dog shit. Man, fuck Amazon.
Right? Like
Twitch is such a dog shit platform, but they're really... What is your other option?
Yeah,
Mixer?
exactly.
Mixer is gone. Like... It's such a shitty platform run by shitty people, and they're always finding... It's just like YouTube. Mm-hmm. They're always finding new ways to screw creators because they want to wring a few more pennies out of this... I wouldn't even call it a stone. You're not drawing blood from a stone. You're just grinding the last gasp out of fragments of sand. You're getting nothing at this point except making people angry. But there's like no other options. It's such dog shit.
It is like and
utter dog shit culture we live in.
Speaking of YouTube, I hate election season. Trying to watch YouTube
because I can't turn off any of the political ads.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear another ad from Tommy Tuberville for the rest of my life.
Hey, I'm not going to vote for John James. You don't have to sell me on it. I'm already not voting for him.
Don't worry about it.
It's good. It's good. I'll click.
Good.
Can I click like the little things? And I already know. I know. I'm not voting for him. You don't have to sell it. It's good. I'm fine.
It's fine. Like, I just get saturated with like Republican ads constantly. It is endless. It's all like Doug Jones wants to pass gun control laws. Like, Doug Jones is the most fucking like milquetoast goddamn right of center liberal there's ever been. You know, It's like I have to sit through Tommy Tuberville being like, I will actively do the Hitler salute at Donald Trump's second inauguration because that's what you people want to see. And also, I guess, War Damn Eagle. Like, we're getting off topic.
Yeah. The point is, ads suck and Twitch sucks.
Ads suck. We can't.
Anyway, we're going to be streaming a lot this month.
It's going to make me so mad. It makes me so mad because you cannot go anywhere without an ad assaulting you for attention anymore. Anyways, donate to my Patreon.
Yeah, donate to our Patreon and also watch our stream when we're doing a bunch of cool stuff we'll talk about at the end of the podcast for October.
This is such shit. Anyways.
Anyway, so let's talk about a cool thing though. Hey,
Please.
guess what? 10 biggest announcements from the trailers from Sony's PS5 showcase. Guess what? Sony showed off a bunch of cool shit. Guess what? They pulled the trigger.
Final Fantasy 16.
First, they pulled the trigger though. It's $4.99 and it's launched November 12th. Yay!
They did it.
We both got one. Yay!
Yay! We got our pre-orders. High five!
Yay! So I'll just go down this list here because I'm sure the big one is the last one. God of War is back. They showed off the thing at the end. It's like, hey, it's God of War.
Yeah, we knew that was coming. Good for them.
Sony
and Santa Monica make a TMNT game instead.
Yeah. Anyway, PlayStation Plus is getting like a bunch of subscription stuff. It lets you do PS4 and PS5 on the same console. Cool. Final Fantasy 16 trailer.
They did. I was a minute and a half late to the stream because I was stuck in a work call, and so I loaded up, and I'm like, "What is this? What is this? Is this no?
I was
yes."
Like it was a fucking DMC5.
It was.
It was all over again. We were like, "Ooh, look at this like interesting looking demon horror thing. Very nice graphics. It's a Capcom game." Is what?
Yeah.
This was very much fucking the swords and shields and magic and animals.
Is that Shiva?
Final is this a new patch for 14? Is it 16?
They're just gonna come out swinging and announce 16 in the first minute of your conference? Okay.
Okie dokie.
Sure, thanks.
16's coming out.
It's coming out. It's coming to PS5 exclusively, which is fucking wild. Let's fucking go. Yeah, man.
Fucking
yeah.
They had that line where they're like, the age of crystals is over, and I'm fucking like, hell yeah, let's do some crystals again.
Oh god, give me all of the crystals and some people with swords and shields riding on some fucking chocobos, and there's a little kid getting covered in blood, and I'm like, that's not good. And yeah, yep. Baby, I am on board. I love Final Fantasy 12, so if I can just get more like that, sign me the fuck up.
The combat director for Devil May Cry.
One of the combat directors.
One of them, yeah, but he is doing this and it shows.
Yeah.
Dude was doing some fucking sick shit in combat.
We're gonna do some fucking jump canceling in our Final Fantasy 14 or 16.
I love the contrast of this fairly like grim, dark, Game of Thrones-ish, like grounded fantasy, villages and swords, and then the dude is like doing stingers and rainstorms like in combat.
Yes. Let's go.
He's just like, what's the kid's name? Joshua? Is he like, I am Joshua's shield?
Yeah, the little kid is Joshua.
Yeah. He's like, war is hell, Joshua, and like, not everyone makes it out. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to do an enemy step.
I can't wait to do a prop shredder on a fucking Marlboro. Like, yeah, let's go. It's gonna own smoking sexy style all the way, baby.
Wacky Wahoo Chocobo Man.
Yeah, I'm hype.
Spider-Man, Miles Morales Spider-Man got a cool, one of those cool, like, here's your walk around section, and then here's, the gameplay show off.
Here's the action. Looks real good.
Looks really good.
Soundtrack fucking owns.
Oh my god, right.
Only thing I could think.
that orchestral, like, the
electric
Spider-Man.
Orchestral, yeah.
And then it had like a hip hop beat to it. I'm fucking like, hell yeah. His Venom Blast looks really dope.
Right.
Where like you can see the area of effect before you throw it down.
Right.
It looks like he doesn't have Peter's gadget wheels, but they are like augmented, like his invisibility powers and like uses for his Venom Strike.
Right.
There was one like in the PS4 version, Peter has a anti-gravity thing where you can throw down an item that lifts all the enemies in the air.
Sure.
It looks like Miles has a variant of that too, where he can launch enemies in the air and keep them there. The villains with their like crazy tech look really cool.
Yeah, no, I'm on board 100%. Like, absolutely.
Even the walk around section looks really cool, where it's just you're walking around this like political rally for Miles' mom. Looks dope.
Yeah.
They did the Spider-Man thing where he has to hold a structure together with his webs.
With the webs and his muscles.
And he is in the middle of it trying to keep it together. And I pointed like Leonardo DiCaprio did. And I went, it's the Spider-Man thing that he is doing.
And I clapped and it made me happy.
Like a seal.
Like a very pleased seal being told to do a trick. Yes, thank you. I love it. Give me more.
I'm so excited. Also, the PS4 or the PS5 version of Spider-Man is also going to have a bunch of bonus costumes, so I'll probably just play that again.
Yeah, just put on your clown shoes, go honk honk, and buy Spider-Man PS4 again for your PS5. It's fine.
Damn you, Insomniac, for putting this only in the special edition where you have to buy the special edition to get it. Anyway, here is $60.
Here's all of my money, and you may have 110 gigabytes of my my shiny new system. Go right ahead.
This quarter of the hard drive will be the Spider-Man quarter. Harry Potter game that has nothing to do with J.K. Rowling got revealed. I don't care.
Man, that's a shame. I'm still not going to play it. Because J.K. Rowling still gets money from me buying it.
Yep.
It would have been great if this game had come out, like, I don't know, 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Before we knew. Then we would be like, well, we already bought it.
Yeah. Back when, like, people read... And also back when people still kind of cared about Harry Potter. But, like, now,
fucking put it out at the height of Pottermore or whatever the fuck that ended up being.
Back when Pottermore was happening, and back when we didn't know that the Fantastic Beasts movies were gonna be dog shit, and before J.K. Rowling went and outed herself as a massive TERF, and all that usual stuff. Back when people really cared, but now it's like, well, J.K. Rowling sucks, and the Fantastic Beasts movies were awful. And now the meme is read another book. Or in this case, play any other open world game. Please, I'm begging you.
Resident Evil 8.
Yeah, looks
Resident
pretty good.
Evil 8 looks really fucking good. I can't wait to play as Ethan
dope.
again.
Let's go. Oh my god. Chris is he's so thick. What happened,
so
man?
jacked.
I mean, I'm glad that your muscles are back after Resident Evil 7 did that to you.
He is so big. I can't wait to fight werewolves and other cool stuff.
He's gonna punch a werewolf in the teeth because you know he's gonna be playable, and he's gonna punch a werewolf, and it's gonna be cool.
I think it's the scenario director of End of Zoe, so hopefully it does have a bit more of that Resident Evil like cheesiness to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, really fucking excited for that. Here's the big one for you, Sarah.
Yes?
This Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. Guess who's back?
I've never been more excited to see some puddles in my life. Because I have played DMC5 so fucking much that literally as soon as I saw a puddle on the street, I went, that's Red Grave. And I was right.
It's Virgil. He's in the game now. They finally put him in there.
I know that my Twitter has been immaculately curated because it went insane the second it started. Everybody knew. Basically, as soon as this was not a DMC5 launch trailer situation. Everybody knew immediately what we were looking at, and everybody was very, very excited, myself included.
His theme kicks ass. It sounds like a Metal Gear Rising song.
It is a Metal Gear Rising song. It's 9.5 minutes long and has like clips from.
It's got like a fucking million like nods and like lyrical references.
It actually has the Silver Bullet guitar riff at the end of it, and I shit my pants when I heard it, and yeah, it owns. Virgil's in it. Virgil from the Devil, featuring Virgil from the Devil May Cry Special Edition series.
Fucking gee, Virgil, why does Matt Walker let you have 3 devil triggers?
Oh, V is gonna be his SDT, and I'm gonna lose my mind. I hope you're ready. It's gonna work exactly the way Dante's SDT works, where you have to like let it charge up even harder. But instead of him turning into a raw demon dude, he's gonna turn into a skinny goth, and it's gonna be the coolest thing in the world.
I'm betting it's just like a more cinematic version of like V's normal devil trigger.
But what if he is just what if you just switch over to playing as V for however long the SDT gauge lasts?
That would be
that
cool.
would be insane.
I think the way I would do it is you pop it. It's harder to pull off than like the SDT than Dante's. But you pop it and V just kind of floats there while you just like mash the buttons for the summons.
And you do some cool, strong shit. Yeah, because the SDT is basically, it's not like an instant win button, but it's awful close to an instant win button. So it would kind of work the same way, where you just mash buttons and gain even more style. I guess this means that Virgil could do a quadruple S now, too? Because Dante can do a quadruple S. It's extremely hard, but you can do it.
Goodness.
Well, hello!
But yeah, he also has Nero's DMC4 devil trigger.
Yeah, he's got a stand.
And he's got his regular devil trigger.
Yeah, you know what? Sure, Virgil. And they kind of Matt Walker hinted after TGS that he is going to have other weapons. They're just not talking about them yet.
If they give him his DMC3, like Beowulf and Force Edge, that would be raw.
Please, please, please give Virgil a new fancy version of Beowulf to go with Balrog. Like, please. Or, I don't know, something else. Who knows? There's so many options.
The point is that he's more kitted out than Nero at this point.
He is more kitted out than a lot of people other than Dante. But I mean, that makes sense. He's Dante's rival. Of course, This is supposed to be insanely kitted out as well. I am incredibly, and it launches with the PS5.
Yep, launch
downloadable.
Title.
It's a downloadable launch title. The physical version comes later, which means there is a non-zero chance that I will have to put on my clown shoes
and double dip
and buy the same game 3 times. Yeah.
Also, get fucked PC owners. You don't get this version. You only get Virgil as a special downloadable content thing.
I don't. Oh well.
That's it. Sony kicked ass in that one.
That's mean. I don't care.
So that was awesome. An awesome show by Sony.
Excellent. A+. Very well. Just.
Then Xbox came out swinging. Because they bought Bethesda.
for $7.5 billion.
Okay.
To put this in context... Oh, go ahead.
They bought ZeniMax, who owns
They bought
Bethesda.
ZeniMax Media, the publisher. To put this in context, Disney paid $4 billion for LucasArts, which included Star Wars and Indiana Jones, and they paid $4 billion for all of Marvel. So, Microsoft spent basically as much money as Disney on just Bethesda's lineup of titles.
And they've already said that like it won't affect anything that's already been announced.
Right. So Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo are still coming out on the PS5. Everything else is up in the air.
Yeah, everything else will probably just be Xbox first and then release on other stuff later.
Or it'll be Xbox and PC simultaneous release. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, they're even doing that with Halo. Which is why, like, I, on a personal level, am not terribly worried. Because I do own a PC that can play video games. So, like, I'll still be able to play whatever, Elder Scrolls 6, Starfield, Fallout 5, whenever it happens in 2029. Like, I'll still be able to play it. I don't know. Bets on it actually coming out ever on PS5. What do you think?
Starfield?
In like Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield.
I think so. I think it'll hit them eventually. I don't think they'll ever be exclusives. I think they'll be timed exclusives for a while, but I can't imagine.
Sure.
I can't imagine not putting it on a Sony console.
Yeah, it just seems. I mean, because like it seems like Microsoft's goal is to make money off of software.
Yeah,
like which is why the whole Series X and One X kerfluffle we were talking about earlier. It feels kind of impenetrable, but it almost feels like they are just trying to get into the software game and make money that way.
I think that we might see some exclusives from Bethesda, but I don't think any of the big stuff like Fallout or Skyrim or anything like that, I don't think that's all ever going to be exclusive to one console.
Right.
But yeah, it's also just interesting because now Bethesda and
Obsidian,
yeah, are together again.
Yeah, it's weird.
Just the idea of Microsoft putting them in a get-along shirt, and the get-along shirt is Fallout 5.
Oh my god, yes. This is your get-along shirt. They just logged Josh Sawyer and Todd Howard in a room together, and 6 hours later, Josh Sawyer walks out covered in blood.
We agreed to make New Vegas 2.
That would be awesome. But, you know, as much as I do conceptually love the idea of New Vegas 2, of course, and a Fallout 5, because I am a massive Fallout mark, just like on a industry side, it's not a great thing.
No, it's
because
not.
I don't like the idea of massive media consolidation all kind of falling under just Microsoft's umbrella, because they have basically unlimited money because they have access to the money that they make off of Windows. So Microsoft has unlimited money and they can just keep buying studios, which is not ideal. No, I'm not a huge fan of that. Like, it doesn't personally affect me because I do own a PC and I don't own an Xbox, and it doesn't matter. But I feel like the industry as a whole, it's not like a great thing to have everything just fall under this one umbrella. And of course, then you have like psychopaths who are saying that Sony should buy other companies in retaliation, which that's stupid. We don't want more consolidation, and Japanese companies are a whole other bag of cats of trying to acquire, just in general.
Now is the time for Sony to buy Capcom. Shut up.
This is actually, although I will say, this would be a pretty good time, and I would put money on it happening in the next couple months. Sony will probably acquire Konami's library, like their game library, not like their gacha game library, and their, like, their sports games, because they make Winning 11, I think, or something like that. They make a soccer game that makes them a lot of money. But I could definitely see Sony dropping money to acquire Castlevania, maybe Metal Gear Solid, Silent Hill, all of those, like these games that are just kind of languishing and going totally unused, properties that are going totally unused at the Konami umbrella. I could see Sony being like, here's $500 million, give us your properties and we'll actually make some money with them, you know? I would be shocked if that doesn't happen in the next year. Because we've already heard so many rumors about Sony developing a Silent Hill in-house. And after a certain point, you start wondering, is that smoke? Does that mean there's fire? You know? Mm-hmm. So we'll see. But otherwise, I don't think, like, intense media consolidation is a good thing. I don't want my video games turned into Netflix. I hate Netflix on a personal level. I think it's a bad thing. I think you should be able to own your shit more. And it's just, especially Microsoft having such a kind of bad track record with all the companies they've bought.
Right.
It just... But at the same time, if there's one company that has their shit together even less than Microsoft, it's Bethesda. Not necessarily all the other companies that are published by ZeniMax Media. But like, maybe Phil Spencer is gonna walk into Bethesda and rack a shotgun and fire it into the ceiling and be like, we're changing engines. You know? We're finally swapping over to UE5. Fuck you.
You will improve.
You have no choice.
Get this code from Oblivion out of your game.
I will kill one developer per hour until you agree to swap engines. If one man could beat Todd Howard with a bag of oranges, it's Phil Spencer.
Oh God. Anyway,
weird time for video games.
Speaking of companies, like of big multi-million dollar companies and whatever, and how that's bad. A worker-owned game studio rises from the wreckage of Skullgirls developer. Remember when we talked about how the people who left Lab Zero should just form their own company called Lab Eero without like Z?
Yeah.
Well, they did that.
They basically did exactly that. Yeah, good for them.
It's worker-owned. So cool, dope.
Yeah, it owns. What's the name of the company?
Let me pull up the article again.
I know it is specifically a worker cooperative, which basically
Future
means
Club.
Future Club. There we go. They have a really great logo. But a worker cooperative in specific means that basically everybody is paid the exact same amount, which I think owns. Yeah, I hope they do well. I'm looking forward to whatever they make. They got some help from the Glory Society, which is a dev team built by some of the Night in the Woods folks, to kind of learn how to put together a co-op, basically. And yeah, good for them. I think this is very cool, and I can't wait to see whatever they've got in the pipeline.
Yeah, this is exactly the thing we wanted to have happen.
Yeah, it's the thing you always hope has happened, is that the people who get fucked by these sycophants who run the games industry, they actually decide, well, screw you, we're going to take care of ourselves. And just this one time, that happened.
It paid off.
It paid off. Thank God.
And remember, all Mike Z had to do was shut up.
He could have just shut his mouth. He could have just shut his mouth, but he doesn't know how to do that. So that's fine. This is a better setup for them anyways.
The fact that Mike Z will be completely left in the dust after this, and he has ruined everything he built up by making Skullgirls. Skullgirls is the game that took everything from the fighting game community and was like, I wish we had this. It's like, it's in Skullgirls. Wish we had this. It's in Skullgirls.
It's in Skullgirls.
He
So,
took
and
that.
the thing is that Mike Z doesn't even own, he doesn't own Skullgirls. He doesn't own Indivisible. Like, he doesn't own any of this shit. He's not making money off of it. So, yeah, keep buying Skullgirls. It's cool. Don't worry. This is not a J.K. Rowling situation.
All he had to do was keep
shut
his
his mouth.
goddamn mouth shut. But he didn't. And now he has nothing.
Yay!
We love to see it.
Every now and then, one of these ghouls gets what they deserve.
It's
Next.
great. Next, speaking of ghouls,
no.
Left 4 Dead 2 gets its first major DLC in 8 years today.
Okay.
This is cool. A community created update was put out for Left 4 Dead 2 called The Last Stand. It includes a bunch of new survival arenas, some scavenge arenas, a new campaign, and a bunch of weapons, achievements, animations. Like they revamped a lot of the character animations and stuff.
Oh, nice.
They put in some cut dialogue. They reformatted it for whatever situation you're in now, for all 8 characters. So that's pretty cool.
Oh.
And yeah, so this was like a really cool community effort. Someone put out a source film animation for it. Custom or like a community created that Valve just put on their thing. They're like, all right, we can make this real. Do it.
Yeah, Valve is like, we're not going to make video games. We made approximately one video game, and we're now done for the next 15 years. So we are going to have fans make our games again instead, which is fine. This owns.
I think this is super cool. I want to play it.
Yeah, I know.
We're gonna play it. So
we're gonna do that.
we'll talk about that at the end.
Sit tight.
Next, Tokyo Game Show happened.
Oh my God, Ben, this can't be a 3-hour episode.
No, this is gonna be short because, like, honestly,
not much.
Not a ton got announced at TGS this year. There was a lot of rehashing. Like, here's an extra trailer for this.
That's because we live in this hell state where E3 happens forever. So we can't announce anything cool at TGS because it already happened.
But here are some of the big things. So, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity got shown off.
Yay! That looks sick as shit. Who knew that Breath of the Wild was going to be a trilogy?
Yeah. It is a prequel to Breath of the Wild set 100 years beforehand. You get to play as the Guardians, which is super cool. They showed off Impa. She looks great.
The only problem is that, like, I guess the Phantom Strikers, the P5 Musou game had the same thing, but it's like Musou games are supposed to have big rosters, but you can't really have a big roster here.
So,
I know that Impa is playable, but
so right now we have Link, Zelda, 4 Guardians, so that's 6, Impa 7. There's a theory that you'll play as you can also get their descendants.
Okay.
So that would be Sidon and the other 3 that like help you when you fight the sacred beasts in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Which would be dope. Would be a cool way to get more characters in. They would play a little bit differently. But yeah, I don't know who else you would really add.
Give Ganondorf a hot body.
Yeah, put I mean, you could do like non-canon stuff, like throw in like just import some of the other Hyrule Warriors characters in.
Sure.
But yeah, it looks really great. I'm excited for this. Hyrule Warriors is one of the best Musos, so they showed off Monster Hunter Rise.
I haven't even watched this trailer yet, but it's cool that we're getting a Switch Monster Hunter.
Yeah, Monster Hunter.
It's gonna make 18 kajillion fucking dollars.
You get a dog in this one.
Oh God, then I guess I am playing Monster Hunter Rise. Never mind. Cool. I'm hype.
They showed off another trailer for Nier Replicant version 1.22474487139.
Thank you.
Coming to the West in April 2021.
Fucking hype.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you can finally play Nier and it'll be good.
Dynasty Warriors 9. Balan Wonderworld. I want to get Balan Wonderworld.
Sure.
And just some like in-depth looks at like Resident Evil and Devil May Cry.
Right. They didn't show a lot of Virgil gameplay. I did see that.
No,
they showed like a little sliver. They're holding out on us.
Melody Memories is getting a demo in November, or in October. I'm sorry, getting a demo in October. Resident Evil is getting a Netflix show, which is cool. It's got Leon and Claire in it.
It's a CG Netflix show. Baffling. It's like they're apologizing for the other one that's going to be awful.
You're right. Like, no, this one is the good one.
No, we're sorry. We're sorry. Netflix made us make this shitty Stranger Things knockoff because it's the only thing they know how to do. But we're actually going to steal their money and make this really cool CGI Resident Evil show.
This is the opposite of what Gearbox did. with Alien and
Colonial Marines and Borderlands.
Borderlands. We're gonna steal their money and make this good game instead.
It's gonna be really good. It was like Netflix just wrote them a check and was like, here, make some fucking Resident Evils, but one of them has to be like Stranger Things. And they were like, well, live action show, you get 10. CGI show, you get 20 million. Let's go.
What else? Scarlet Nexus. We'll have multiple playable characters. That's cool.
I don't care. I want Code Vein's cool character creator to come back, but with more.
That looks to be about it. Most of it is other just stuff that we already knew about.
There was no Tales of Arise. It's dead. We're dead. It's all over. We can't have anything. Life is over, and I am a flower wilting beneath the scorching heat of the sun. And the sun is the fact that Tales of Arise is never coming out, and I'm gonna die.
Okay, well, here's the good news, though. Mm-hmm. Final Fantasy 16 has been rated PEGI 18 according to an email from Square Enix. It's already got a rating.
It's coming out next year.
That game's gonna fucking come out in January.
That game is either gonna I mean, maybe they said. Now I did see. I actually respect Yoshi P a lot for this. He was like, yeah, people were saying that the graphics looked a little rough, and we admit it's an early build, but we knew if we didn't show some kind of gameplay, Americans would say, well, see you in 2035. And I felt really bad, because I was like, shit, I got some tweets I gotta go delete real fast. Yoshi P blew me the fuck out.
He saw all those tweets about fucking Kingdom Hearts and Remake, and he's like, not this time.
Not this time, bitch. No. I saved Final Fantasy 14. I'm a god around these parts.
You want to crack jokes, motherfucker? This game's coming out tomorrow. Suck my dick.
Although Jason Schreier was saying that this game has been in development for like way longer than anybody realizes. So, I'm excited.
There is no wait time. Die.
Die. There is no development period. I'm so stoked.
We're gonna get to the Game Awards, and it's gonna be like, oh yeah, 16 is out tomorrow.
Oh God, could you imagine? They just don't even bother with like a press cycle. Please. It really is the opposite of what you were saying. It was like Square Enix realized, oh man, we probably announced Kingdom Hearts 3 a little too soon, so let's just announce Final Fantasy 16 the day before it comes out.
No time to speculate over every single trailer and everything, like cut frame by frame. Nope, it's just here.
Here's your trailer, motherfuckers. Thanks. Here's your game. What? Oh, God. Okay, anything else, Ben?
No, that's it. Good God.
Thank God. I'm so tired of the E3 that won't die. I actually would like a slow month of news now, thank you. Please, no more.
Hopefully we get a slow month of news, but we won't have a slow month of stuff in October.
Content!
So... we are... bad news, we're not doing an Indie Week next month. Good news, instead we're going to be streaming every Friday.
Yay! Yay!
we are going to be streaming a new Not Devil May Cry.
He's going to subject me to so many pseudo Devil May Cries.
So we're going to be doing the Nightmare Before Christmas game for the PS2.
That one actually does sound kind of dope.
Van Helsing.
Can't believe you.
Blood Rain. And maybe an Evil Dead game if we can fit that in. And we're going to culminate it by finally playing DMC Devil May Cry.
Do we have to?
I mean, I'm going to.
I know. I'm not gonna. I refuse. I am going to be there to be drunk and surly the whole time. I hope you're all ready for it.
So we're going to work some stuff that in, and then we're going to try to, on Halloween night, because we're probably not going to be doing any actual Halloween parties this year, we're going to try to play some Left 4 Dead.
We're going to make the attempt to play some Left 4 Dead, God willing.
See who else we can coerce into playing with us and see if we can check out some of that DLC. So
hell yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But we're definitely streaming Not Devil May Cries for a while.
So look forward to it.
Yes, that'll be every Friday on Twitch. And then, on top of that, we are still recording 2 regular podcast episodes, and then we're also doing our
2 bonus episodes.
Yeah, we're doing That's Hell and our takeout for the month. So lots of stuff happening in October. I'm excited.
It's my birthday month. We have to go all out. So
yay!
Thank you. I'm ready.
Fucking thrilled.
Happy Halloween. I'm gonna put all my skeletons out on my porch this weekend.
Nice. So that'll do it for us, though. Thank you to Broken Free for background music. You can follow me on Twitter at thegorgepodcast. You can follow Sara at radioinactivity. And if you want to listen to Sara talk for hours on other things, you can listen to her other podcasts.
So much talking. Hey, I'm in another podcast called Big Gay Nerds, where me and a bunch of cool queer friends get together and we try out different tabletop games. We test all kinds of different systems, and it's a lot of fun. We just wrapped up our first Masks block. Masks: A New Generation, where we play as young superheroes trying to make our way in the world, navigating the complex relationships between ourselves and the adults in our lives. It's great. It is so much fun. Head on over to Big Gay Nerds on SoundCloud, and you can find the links to the rest of our social media from there. Thanks.
All right, that'll do it for us. We are putting the pin on this one.
Oh, God.
Fuck the E3 that never dies.
That's totally it. I'm so sick of this unending E3.
I'm getting tired of keeping track of everything that's happening.
I'm so tired of pseudo Nintendo Directs hosted by Sony and Microsoft, and I'm just tired of it. I want a break. I want 1 month. God, please let December has got to be it, man. December has to be the month where nothing happens, because the consoles will be fucking out.
Yeah, they'll be out and all the stuff will be released for it, so we've got to be done by then.
It's got to be quiet by then. We get one quiet month before somebody says, "Hey, by the way, Final Fantasy 16 is coming out in March." Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.